For centuries, the Targaryen line has been known for its almost otherworldly beauty, a striking combination of silver gold hair and violet or mismatched eyes, setting them apart as descendants of old Valyria. But there is one woman in their history who was rumored to be so captivating that men would fight duels to sit next to her at a feast, and some even took their own lives when she spurned their affection. This was a beauty that inspired songs, poems, and an endless stream of conflict. Yet this incredible loveliness was intertwined with a reputation for a chilling kind of power, making her perhaps the most beautiful and, simultaneously, the most dangerous Targaryen to ever walk the halls of the Red Keep. We are talking about the last of the recognized great bastards of King Aegon the Unworthy, a woman whose mere existence caused the Seven Kingdoms to bleed. Her name, Shiera Seastar, the Star of the Sea. To truly understand Shiera, we must first look at her parentage, which is detailed in the supplemental books like The World of Ice and Fire, and referred to in the Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas. Her father was King Aegon IV, a monarch so gluttonous and neglectful that history remembers him as Aegon the Unworthy. While he had a true-born son who became King Daeron II, Aegon IV fathered many bastards, and 4 of these, born of noble or royal mothers, were known as the Great Bastards. Shiera was the youngest of these 4, born to Aegon's final mistress, a Lysine woman named Serene of Lys. Lys is one of the free cities across the Narrow Sea, known for its pleasure houses and for producing some of the world's most exquisite beauties, often with the Valyrian look of silver hair and pale eyes, like Daenerys Targaryen. Serene was said to be from an ancient but impoverished Valyrian bloodline, and she was considered the most beautiful of all the king's mistresses. Serene was also whispered to be a sorceress, involved with the dark arts, a detail that would haunt her daughter's reputation. Sadly, Serene died while giving birth to Shiera, naming her Star of the Sea before she passed. This lineage is crucial. It gave Shiera the classic Valyrian look, the flowing silver gold hair of a Targaryen and a striking heart-shaped face. But her most famous feature, the one that the singers said only enhanced her loveliness, was her mismatched eyes. One of her eyes is a bright, sea-like blue, and the other a deep, vivid green. This visual detail alone set her apart from almost every other beautiful woman in Westeros. Shiera's status as a great bastard made her a very important and very volatile piece on the Westerosi board. The great bastards were Daemon Blackfyre, Aegon Bittersteel, Rivers, Brynden Bloodraven Rivers, and Shiera Seastar. Her father, Aegon the Unworthy, committed the final, most damaging act of his wretched reign on his deathbed. He legitimized all his bastards. Overnight, this made the bastards legally capable of pressing a claim to the Iron Throne, especially Daemon Blackfyre, to whom Aegon had gifted the ancestral Targaryen Valyrian steel sword, Blackfyre. While Daemon Blackfyre was the man who raised a banner in rebellion, and Bittersteel was the force that carried that fight forward, Shiera Seastar's influence was the quiet but powerful fuel on the fire. You see, the conflict that plunged the realm into the Blackfyre rebellions was not just about swords and crowns. It was also about the deep, personal rivalry between 2 of her half-brothers, Bloodraven and Bittersteel, and that rivalry was entirely focused on her. The central drama of Shiera's life was her relationship with her 2 most famous half-brothers. The saying repeated by Sir Barristan Selmy in the books, and it is a line that perfectly encapsulates her deadly impact, is, "Bittersteel and Bloodraven both loved Shiera Seastar, and the 7 kingdoms bled." Aegon Bittersteel Rivers was a fiery warrior, known for his pride and hatred of the legitimate Targaryen line. He loved Shiera, and he wanted to marry her. He was a force of blunt, aggressive action, and his desire for Shiera was absolute. Brynden Bloodraven Rivers was the complete opposite. A skilled archer, a master politician, and a spymaster, one-eyed with an albino's pale skin and hair and a dark red birthmark on his neck. He was a man of intense, quiet passion and a practitioner of the dark arts. Bloodraven was Shiera's primary lover, her paramour, and he asked her to marry him a staggering number of times throughout their relationship. Shiera, however, would never give him her hand in marriage, though she shared his bed for decades. This triangle of desire was a catalyst for the Blackfyre rebellions. Bittersteel fought for Daemon Blackfyre, the pretender, partly because he truly believed in his claim, but also out of spite and hatred for Bloodraven, who stood on the side of the legitimate King Daeron II. By supporting rival claims, the brothers essentially turned their personal feud for a woman into a civil war for the whole realm. Shiera herself was loyal to Bloodraven and the Targaryen crown. She supported her lover as he served as the king's hand and the master of whisperers. It is widely rumored that her reputed sorcery was used to aid Bloodraven in his work, perhaps in gathering information or influencing events in court. The danger associated with Shiera was not just in her ability to turn men against each other, but also in the potent rumors of her arcane knowledge and magical practice. She was known to be an avid reader, fluent in many languages, and possessed one of the largest libraries of ancient scrolls in Westeros, most of them dealing with arcane and dark subjects. These rumors about her use of magic were wild and terrifying to the small folk. The most persistent and most chilling was the one where it was said she bathed in the blood of maidens to keep her unearthly beauty, preserving her youth and charm with dark ritual. Though this may have been a slanderous rumor spread by those who feared her influence, the fact that such a story was believable tells you everything about the kind of woman people believed Shiera Seastar to be. One of the Dunk and Egg novellas, The Sworn Sword, even contains a direct reference to this rumor, where a young Aegon Targaryen, later King Aegon V, warns Sir Duncan the Tall about her dark practice. It is this combination, the unparalleled Targaryen beauty, the shrewd political alignment, the magnetic hold on powerful men, and the rumored dark magic, that makes her the most dangerous of the great bastards. She was a silent manipulator, a beautiful mind with dark connections, influencing the movements of the most powerful people in the Seven Kingdoms from behind the scenes. Shiera Seastar is mentioned often in the history of Westeros, but she never truly appears as an active character in the main, A Song of Ice and Fire series, or in the Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon shows. The events surrounding her took place a full century before the time of the main novels. However, her influence echoes loudly, even into the later stories. For instance, her lover, Brynden Rivers, or Bloodraven, goes on to become the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. And in a monumental revelation, we see him again in A Dance with Dragons as the Three-Eyed Raven, the enigmatic, ancient sorcerer who trains Bran Stark beyond the wall. The fact that Bloodraven, one of the most mysterious and powerful figures in all of Westeros, maintained a lifelong obsession with Shiera, asking for her hand in marriage countless times, speaks volumes about her allure and power over him. But where did Shiera Seastar go? Unlike the other great bastards, her final fate is a complete mystery in the historical texts. Bittersteel died in exile, leading the Golden Company. Bloodraven, as we know, lived on, eventually merging with a weirwood tree beyond the wall. Shiera Seastar's story simply fades away after Bloodraven is imprisoned and then sent to the wall. Did she age and die a natural death in King's Landing, perhaps still beautiful but eventually mortal? Or did her sorceress reputation have a basis in reality? The mystery has led to some of the most compelling fan theories in the entire fandom. The most famous one is that Shiera is actually Quaithe, the enigmatic masked shadowbinder who appears to Daenerys Targaryen in the Free City of Qarth. Both women are associated with stars, as Shiera's name literally means Star of the Sea, and Quaithe speaks in cryptic prophecies about the stars. If this theory were true, it would mean that Shiera's magic allowed her to extend her life, and possibly aid the last true Targaryen ruler in Essos, making her impact span centuries. In the end, whether she was a true sorceress or just a very intelligent woman who knew how to use her astonishing beauty and political position, Shiera Seastar was a force of nature. She was the one who was loved, the one who was desired, the one who was feared, and her beauty was so intense that it truly made the Seven Kingdoms a darker, bloodier place. That is the genius and the terror of the Star of the Sea. That was the story of Shiera Seastar, the woman whose beauty was so legendary, it practically became a weapon. What do you think happened to her? Is Shiera Seastar truly the most beautiful Targaryen of all time? Do you believe Shiera used dark magic, or was she just a clever political operator who knew how to manipulate men like Bloodraven and Bittersteel? Drop your theories down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe for more deep-cut history from the world of Westeros, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.